Hey everybody, it's Galen for the Portland Chess Shop here to bring you something funny. Yahoo Chess Experience, bring you the chess action, as I should say, on Yahoo Chess today. So I got a little bit sick of the Internet Chess Club and Chess.com. Well, I still like Chess.com, but decided maybe to venture to Yahoo. Look, this queen takes the rook in the corner. These players, I think, are terrible, but it's pretty funny. And let's watch. But the really cool thing is that I just found out is that you can watch 3 tables at once. We are going to have, like, multicasting is what's going on. I'm going to be following all 3 blitz games simultaneously. Here, pawn takes rook, and it looks like black has won this game. So we'll switch over to table 31, where we have 2 rooks and a knight against 2 rooks. We see that white is winning. Oh, no, there's a bishop in the corner. So this is too funny, I think. And that's why I'm doing it. So the game has restarted in this one. Let's go jump over here. So here the knight is attacking the rook retreats. This bishop is defending this pawn. Pretty good knight here. Bishop here, we could see rook over, we do. King up, bishop out, white wins. Okay, let's see another one. Okay, Sicilian defense decides to play more of a closed variation. You don't see this very much at the higher levels. So all these players you see like 21, 94. So these are the highest rated players on Yahoo Chess. I'm not sure exactly how strong they are compared to, you know, a place with like the Internet Chess Club. But anyway, let's jump over. So this game is over, and it looks like there's no one playing there. Table 31, a game is yet to start. Could be starting any moment. So let's jump back to game 19. This is a pretty good game. It's a Sicilian, as I said before. Pawn up, bishop retreats, rook over. That's pretty cool. He's preparing like a g5 type move. So this is similar to a Najdorf position. I play these positions myself because they're awesome. Pawn to g4. The king is safer in the center for black in the Najdorf, and that's why it stays there. The pieces are pretty active, the black pieces. And it's interesting because black makes a lot of pawn moves in the opening, but he's just able to defend white's attack in many variations. This knight often sacrifices itself on d5 in the Najdorf. Queen comes here, queen over. We see the players maneuvering the pieces. Knight f5 is played. Finally, we have a knight sacrifice. Whew, if we had a Najdorf without a sacrifice, I wouldn't know what to do. So this bishop is threatens queen to take pawn checkmate, decides to play pawn up. Now this bishop is able to take the pawn, so this looks like a pretty sick variation. Now this bishop is hanging. This bishop can't take because it's pinned still, and the bishop could come over here to put even more pressure. So that game, white wins, black resigns, and we might see another one. We do. Very short 2-move game. It must have been aborted. Let's jump over here. So nobody's playing here right now. That table's gone. So we have another game over here. Look at this position. Bunch of weird stuff going on. There's no king and... Okay, I don't know what's going on with that position. Let's find some more games. Alright, so we jump down to the bottom. Come on, Internet. How can I shoutcast if you don't? Oh, jeez. This is a weird position, right? I mean, that's just absurd. So let's exit this table. Exit this table. See if we can find more chess action. Refresh the page. Yahoo! Yahoo! Alright, so we're going to advanced. And there's 100 people here, so we're going to sit over here. And we're going to scout out some grandmaster-like chess playing. These guys are fishes. I wish we could play cash games of chess, like just play chess for money against each other. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be cool. So we have knight up here, rook, 2 rooks. So there's a bishop in the corner. These bishops on a2. It's hard to see a bishop on a2. It looks like, I mean, have they made any moves yet? Over on table 14, we see a check. King takes. This is, I mean, obviously black is going to win this game very easily. He hangs the rook. Oh, my God. These guys are not very good. He hanged the rook. Now he's hanging the pawn. You can take that pawn. How does white win? White. Okay. Scandinavian defense. Some gambiting. This is pretty cool. I might start playing on Yahoo Chess and just like crush everybody, and it'd be nice to just be the best player, you know? Bishop takes, pawn takes. Look at this weak position that's totally unnecessary. I'm not sure quite how fast they're playing, but I guess it's probably a game in 1 minute. Knight comes up, and then there's a takes. These pawns are pretty secure, pretty good control of the center as long as they don't fall. If they fell, then there'd be different pawn islands, and it could all become pretty fragmented, which could definitely become a problem. The knight retreats in order to come forward to the center is the idea. Pawn takes, and I believe the knight will take back. It does. We see that the e3 square isn't even defended, so wherever this knight moves, it will expose an attack on e3. So exactly, knight here, he has to play rook over. Now they're playing a little bit better. Queen comes down, and rook comes up. So now the rook is overworked, and the f3 pawn falls. Excuse me for saying so many times, but trying not to say it, but I'm finding that I say it frequently. So I'll do my best not to do that. The queen takes the rook for free. Sick life. I like having free queens. And now the knight takes. It looks like black has come ahead. He hangs his queen! Oh my god, these guys are so bad. Like, they are so blunderous. They are blunderous beasts. So they're when you hang your queen, how can the highest level player on the site just hang his queen like that? I guess white is actually 1200 and black is 2100. So there must be some gigantic mismatches on this site. Obviously 1200 against 2100. So that's why I hung his queen. No, white. I'm not sure who was white. Just low judging at that. And then it gives you a pop-up that doesn't even go down. So I'm going to make the new best chess site on the net. That would be awesome. Or buyoutchess.com. That'd be cool, right? Give them some money, buy it, and then develop it. And I have a trick like the underpants gnomes. You guys remember the underpants gnomes? It's first step, steal the underpants. Second step, question mark. Third step, profit. So I've been trying to implement that strategy with my business, and to that effect, I have an idea. In which case, the second step is question mark, and the third step is profit. Can't tell you. So h4, bishop retreats, rook comes over, bishop out, attacks the rook, rook comes back, knight over, attacking the rook, takes. So now white's up material, but there's kind of a pesky bishop check is played. Seems like white wants to open up lines, and that's what he's doing here. He actually wins a pawn, and pawns turn into queens. I want everyone to know that. So this pawn, I'm hoping that it turns into a queen, because that's what pawns do. So let's see if we can see this. Okay, he sacrifices the rook in order to stop the pawn from turning into a queen. Queens are good. The bishop is hanging. Let's see if he takes it. He hasn't taken it yet. Check. The rook was hanging. He didn't take it. These guys are blunderous. And now the white pawn is going to queen. How much time do they have? 6 seconds against 11. Well, that's definitely a factor, right? So they are playing bullet. And did white lose a rook? I'm pretty sure white had 2 rooks. Now he's got 1. I looked away for a second. He's hanging all these pawns. These guys are so bad. Black wins? How does black win when black doesn't have a pawn? That is definitely a draw by insufficient material. They're going to play again. Let's jump over to table 31. Are people still playing? Yeah, it looks like it. This is a longer game now. And both players are pretty high rated, actually. The position is balanced, I suppose. 3 pawns, 3 pawns. It looks like it's all about that a4 pawn. Like, if that could fall, then you could win because you have an extra pawn, but at the same time, you have to win that pawn without dropping one of your pawns. Like, if this king on g1 advances too far in this direction, right? See the arrow? Like, and he's going over here. Then the rook could possibly take, these pawns. So it's about, strategic thinking. And that game is ridiculously slow, so we'll switch back to the bullet because that's more fun. I think. So I think I have the Bullet fans on the internet. I'm not sure if anybody else does Bullet commentaries. But, I mean, come on. Give it a break. Chess is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. And I'm just not one of the people who believes that chess should be boring, you know? Like, how do you put chess on TV? Well, why don't you play really fast chess for, like, really high stakes? And then you put it on TV. It's like, you know, A plus B equals C. Knight falls, so there's a check, and white's pretty far ahead. Oh, no, that was kind of strategic. He plays check and then takes the knight. So he saw that he had a double attack involving the king. But white checkmates the black. Congratulations, white. A GG by his opponent. So sick. I'm gonna go play some high stakes poker downtown, and I'll catch you guys later. Hey everybody, Portland Chess Shop here to bring you the chess action, and Hikaru Nakamura is playing. I am so excited. I've been waiting for like weeks for him to sign on and play some chess, and here he is. It is hard to track this guy down, as well as it's hard to track down all the players in the top 10. I've been doing my best to find them with some success. If anybody has any ideas, please give me some advice on how to find good games to record. So the game has started. Nakamura is down 30 seconds due to not having started late, which is very unusual. Nakamura, again, plays very quickly, known for being one of the best blitz players in the world. So here he plays a queen e2. He also plays very unusual moves, but plays very well as well. So he's pushed all three of these pawns, created a position that I'm sure black has never seen before. h4 is played, and f5, attacking e4 and g4 simultaneously. I think that does make sense for black to play that. And Hikaru ignores the move and plays h5. He takes towards the center, and now the knight comes up, pawn plays up, and then knight takes the centralized pawn. Pawn up 2, knight takes here, so the c5 pawn has fallen, which I think is probably good. Yes, because now d4 is played. This knight is supported in this base, and pretty good control of the center, actually. This bishop is actually well developed defending f4 against the rook. Nakamura makes it look easy. He plays like so creative, whatever that word is. You know what I mean? He plays, you know, with imagination. I can say that, and does it and like wins every game. It's the weirdest thing. Here he's giving away the knight and playing g5, which is basically insane. Takes here. Now the bishop is probably going to have to take the pawn, but after that, then what? This is okay. He takes the pawn here. Now the bishop falls. Oh my gosh. I wonder what would have happened. Here pawn takes. Oh, then pawn takes, and then the bishop would have been hanging with this really strong pawn. If the bishop retreats, then like queen h5 is basically going to be mate. That's what he saw. Thus, he had to take on d4. And now takes here. The knight takes back because there was some dangerous threats. This is an unusual game. I'm excited to see if Nakamura wins this. Queen h5. It's one of the players is going to win, that's for sure. Queen here, and now the rooks can be exchanged. This king looks exposed, and these three pieces do not look like they're participating in the attack against the black king. Bishop comes out here, making the rooks connected while simultaneously controlling some key squares around the king, creating some mating nets, as well as, you know, preventing castling, things like that. b4 is played. I think Nakamura might be playing very desperately in this position. I have a feeling that he is in a lot of trouble. Pawn up, bishop takes, now the knight takes, attacking the bishop. This could be good. Then he's thinking about like bishop here, then he'll have checks against... Yeah, bishop here. Now he's threatening like knight takes pawn check, which would be good. But he plays pawn up, blocking this diagonal. So this diagonal, if it becomes open, would be very strong. He queenside castles. This is some insane 5-minute by Hikaru Nakamura. That's for sure. Let's see if he can pull it off. His opponent is, 350 points lower rated. So Nakamura, if given the chance, will be able to come up with some good moves. So black has to play still quickly, but also very accurately. Takes, the queens fall, but now the knight falls. Oh my goodness. 3 pieces against 2 pieces, but this piece is going to fall, right? Because if it moves, then it's still pinned, which would be troublesome. But he'll be able to take back with check. Here's a check. The king is checked. The king has to move. No real way to block it. Well, you could block it, but you don't want to pin your own pieces. So I believe that the king is going to move. Oh, and then after rook takes, if the king moves, then after rook takes, then the rook basically is forced to take back, and then these 2 pieces are both safe, it seems. So he does decide to retreat the bishop, pinning his own bishop. This bishop now cannot move in any direction. Defended by the knight, this bishop is attacked by this rook, this knight is attacked by this pawn, and this bishop is on the same line as both the king and the rook. We have a complicated position, or at least there's tactical elements. Even if one side is winning by quite a lot, there are significant tactical elements in this position. We see that Nakamura is down in time. The king takes. Now he plays rook up immediately, attacking the knight. Now he decides to take the knight. After pawn takes, he plays bishop a3. We have an opposite color bishop ending. Nakamura is down 2 pawns, but he may be able to draw this. He plays bishop here to prevent the rook from coming down. But now pawn up, and this is a strong pawn. But here's a check, interestingly. Now the bishop's going to have to come to b2 to stop the rook from coming to b1, which would be devastating. So now the rook comes over here to try to take from d1. It looks like white's pieces are in trouble. I mean, they need to do one thing and only one thing, and it's not a good situation when that happens. So here, bishop f5 is played. Nakamura may win this game. The rook comes to h1, and then the rook comes back to g1. Nakamura is going to be playing quickly and seeing if his opponent can win this ending. The bishop decides to come towards the center, attacking the rook. The rook comes to the corner. Now this pawn may fall, which would be bad. So check, king up. We could see another check. We do. Let's see what he can do dynamically with this rook. Plays bishop here. So now after king takes, this pawn would fall. If it was just the bishops and the pawns, it would be a draw. Maybe. We'll see. It looks like that's what Nakamura thinks, at least. And I'm not going to tell Nakamura that he doesn't know what he's doing in this ending. We'll have to see if he can pull this off. It looks like with the king on d2 and the bishop here, it looks like it is a draw to me. Nakamura pulling off some wild defense. I liked that bishop in front of the pawn. But anyway, the idea is you just use the king to defend, to stop this pawn from promoting. You use the bishop to stop this pawn from promoting, and you're fine. Unless, the pawn can advance, which would be very bad for Nakamura. So now the king is coming back, and he's trying to advance the pawn. That's definitely his idea. People in the chat on the Internet Chess Club are getting pretty excited about this game. They are claiming it's a draw. Some of them. So the pawn does advance, which is bad for Nakamura. Every step that pawn takes, it becomes closer to becoming a queen. That's what I've been trying to teach people in my videos, that pawns turn into queens, and it's true, man. They do turn into queens. So Nakamura is down on time, but it's close, Can he draw this ending? Opposite colored bishop endings are notoriously drawish. Here the pawn is played up. The pawn is advancing. The pawns are pretty safe on the light squares, and Nakamura has to defend the dark squares accordingly. The bishop comes here to defend from here, but then there's a check, which seems really good. He can advance this pawn again at his leisure. Just too good. I think Nakamura tried, a little too much shenanigans in this game. But the king does come to d2. Can he advance one of the pawns? Possibly. Possibly not. It looks like this position could be a draw.
Check.
Nice. Nakamura pulls it off.
Check.
He is just pre-moving this, playing very quickly. He's down on time, but his opponent isn't giving him a draw, which is, almost rude. I mean, actually, definitely rude.
Game drawn.
Nice. So that's a draw. Good game.
A game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, right? Before you move.